Whistler, you better be good to us. Finally made it. Never Been Done, Richard Glenlett. Documentary, we're late.
There was a time when it didn't matter how many plays you wrote or how many jokes you told or how many videos or CDs or cassettes or photographs of a career piled in a fucking parking spot. Doesn't matter. It's what's going on in here, right?
Oh, all right. So this is your second. Oh my goodness, I'm a little misty myself watching.
Deal that I would watch it until the premiere, and so.
All right, Richard, it was good to see you again.
Yes, I know.
That was pretty heavy.
Yes, very heavy. Yeah.
That was the second time you've seen it?
Yes, I saw it last night, and then I had a sleepless night, and then I watched it again today. So.
Wow. Tell me, what's it like seeing your whole part of your life up on the big screen like that? Like,
it's obviously surreal because it's real, you know, and my life, you know, you don't never really expect that it would be something that someone would do and make a movie of your life. People say it all the time, they should make a movie of my life. Yeah. Well, they did of mine. And so seeing it and, you know, having to face the truth about the way I behaved and stuff, that some of those things that I would like to pretend I didn't say are recorded, and there's even subtitles, you know. So there's no getting away from that.
There's no hiding from that one, I guess.
Right. I definitely did say that, and you know, I think that, you know, I have a certain responsibility to own that, that did happen.
Well, someone brought up something, and I won't mention it now, but in the audience, but it could be taken both ways. You're creating awareness.
Sure.
And it's kind of a political statement with some humor behind it. But I can see where someone might get it mixed up. But.
You know, James, we all have our burdens. And, you know, in recovery, we learn to, you know, take on our own burdens. And so sometimes when people are overly offended or antagonistic towards another person, it's not about that other person, but about the person that's offended. And that, you know, creates the opportunity eventually for them to actually to deal with their own, you know, feelings of responsibility for what went on. Blame is not a useful, you know, path to go down. Very often, you know, like, and you saw it in the film, I was looking to blame everyone. Even, you know, and just even in a humorous way or a, you know, realistic way. I wanted to blame my mother, I wanted to blame Kathleen, you know, anyone but me. And like Roy said, finally, I was, you know, the truth. The truth was I lost the will to live, that I just didn't think I was worth it, that I was worth saving. And, you know, I think there's a real message in that, that when we lose all these people to addiction, when did we lose them? Was it the moments before their hearts stopped beating, or had it been years before? When, yes, you know that. So, but I'm willing, you know, to take it and stand up to it, you know, or stand up for what I did and where I am now, you know.
And one point in the film, you held a medallion and said,
right.
What's the point?
Right.
You asked that, what's the point?
Right.
Am I getting that right? You said?
Yeah, it says, what's the point? Because it's a reference to some of the literature from the fellowship I'm involved in, where it says the point is we're willing to grow along spiritual lines. So when I talk to my sponsees about that, in their whining, and I go, what's the point? And they don't really, you know, think about it. They just go, what's the point? I don't know what the point is. No, what's the point? And they go, oh, right. Yeah. The point is we're willing to grow on spiritual lines, right? So that's what I was telling myself, that whatever's going on, We're just continuing to grow, and I believe that addiction is a spiritual malady, and the solution is a spiritual one.
Exactly.
And so the way that I keep that disease in arrest is by trying as much as possible to live a spiritual life.
Saying that, what was the point of the film?
I guess the point was to.
I guess when did they first approach you, and what was their pitch? So what was their
Well,
idea?
I pitched them. I met
Okay.
with Roy because I wanted him to film a show, because I figured if I just had a decent tape of something, that this would, get my career back online. But the career was like just going into the ditch very quickly, right? So we met at Starbucks on Cornwall and U, and I was talking to him about this, and then he, in mid-sentence, said, "I want to start filming you now." And I said,
Right now?
"What do you mean now?"
Right here.
He goes, "I want to go to my car and get my camera and start filming you now." I went, "Oh, okay." And for the next 7 years, I never saw him without a camera and a crew. That's what went on. He just kept filming. So that very first coffee we had was, him, setting his exposures or whatever, but he began then.
Wow.
And then, as he explained it, just, it wasn't until I actually started to get into recovery that he realized that this was a story worth telling.
This is what it is, yeah.
Not just a mean, washed up comedian.
Do you think it was maybe having the camera in your face that maybe pushed you into rehab? Or helped?
Oh, definitely. Those guys, and I mean, if you don't think you're worth anything, then why are they filming you, right? And so, that was the subtle thing that they were telling me, is that I was worth it, that I was worth saving. And that's a challenge that you face on a daily basis. So the fact that they kept showing up kept reminding me that I was worth saving, until I was so desperate to die that I disappeared and I pushed them away. And so there's that moment in the film where I'm, saying, "Roy, stop asking questions," and "Graham, I'm done with you guys. You guys are making me crazy." And because I think it was my disease, was really worried that they might win out. That the disease wasn't going to be able to kill me if these guys kept.
You said
on it.
spiritual, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely attacking you. You can tell a couple of points in the film. You're like, enough. So what's it like having a camera in your face?
Yeah.
It must be pretty chippery then.
Yeah. Oh, like when I said I don't want to talk anymore.
Yeah.
Right. But the ghost of Richard Lett, which is in the film, right?
Yeah.
It's very harrowing to see it. And I don't blame Brianna for not necessarily wanting to see it under a pressure situation. Maybe she would watch it where she could pause it and wait a week or two and see more of it.
Exactly.
But but that was the deal. And then it finally came down to it, after I got into recovery, and Roy saying, "Well, I want to have it finished," and the deal was that he would be the filmmaker and I would be Richard Lett. So he never ever took the camera and showed me the shot or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I think it was smart, because it did become invisible to me after a while.
Exactly. Plus, you couldn't say, "Well, don't do that." Don't you?
Right. Or why are you showing my belly?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. When did you first find out you were getting into the Whistler Film Festival?
Oh, I guess that would have been in maybe March, April, May, somewhere there. They got a FaceTime from the whole crew. So
I've actually seen that on Facebook.
Yeah, that's right. We're going, "Oh, cool," and they're all like, "Hey."
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, it was. And it's so good that Roy got a chance, and particularly here in Whistler, which is not only such an extraordinary, beautiful place, but really, apropos that a Vancouver film, and locally here in a modest yet vibrant festival. So yeah, it was perfect.
Speaking of the festival, I'll let you go and enjoy the rest of the festival, and I really appreciate you catching up again.
Oh yeah, it's always nice to chat.
And I'll see you again on Commercial Drive.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, well, that was Richard Glenn Lett, and the film was Never Be Done, a documentary about his life in recovery, and thanks for joining us.
actors together. We shot some segments that we had to rewrite. So also about the film too, so my synopsis.
You know, harp on it, and a couple of bad events, and you're been in the car sitting there wondering if you should even be here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you could be the best actor in the world, but you got to figure out where best serves you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here. It's
been a pleasure, man. Thank you.
Congratulations on the film and on the honors you're receiving, and maybe see you on the slopes.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
All right. I'm not going out there either. So, anyway,
All right, man.
thanks
It was
a lot.
a pleasure. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Oh yeah, what's it? Oh.
You mentioned your colds.
Oh man,
there you go.
yeah. How do you know I like turquoise and mustard
There you
or
go.
something, man? Oh, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
you're
Thank
right.
you guys so much.
No problem.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Actually, I'm gonna take the bag.
I was like,
You
what?
want the turquoise one?
That's it for us. I'll take it.
Not the yellow, but the turquoise one.
This
This one.
So Maya, I
That
gotta go
is
up
so
to the room
you. That's
for
gonna
a
match your
second.
jacket.
I gotta go up for a quick second. I'll meet you in the world.
Oh, you went
That
there
would
on Seymour?
No, I wasn't.
I didn't even know you guys were using the suite. So.
Thanks, guys, again.
But it's vintage.
Yeah, definitely. Who makes it?
It was made in like Hong Kong. Like literally just as recreation. It's not even like a brand.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like I'm a jacket.
Reminds me of like the sun ice and all that stuff back in the day. Mark, can you get the door?
But in particular, Carmen Aguirre, and because she's battling a sickness, it's like a cancer. And
Woodland. We shot it about a year and a half ago. Kind of felt like it was a good challenge to play. Not make them likable at all.
How long have you been acting for? Like, when did you start?
17 years. Yeah.
So reach in
Thank you.
and keep your head warm on the mountain today.
Ooh, I'm putting it right on.
Very nice.
It is getting chilly out there, which is actually feeling good. How does it look?
That's great. It's a good color.
Amazing. It brings out my eyes, I'm
Yes,
sure.
Oh, we'll see you up there. See you up there at the festivities.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Make sure I don't drop this.
Okay, we're out now, is that correct?
You have one more.
One more.
One more.
What time is it?
Last here.
What time is it?
It is 11:21, so I'm just gonna pop right
Yeah.
at that, so you guys are good, and then we're good to go.
Yeah, who's next?
Are you just filming it?
Yeah,
I got
just
you.
like for social media,
That's all.
right?
Kara?
Kara.
He.
Gee.
I think. It's already
Good.
Hi.
Are you next?
Hi.
How are you?
What's up? I'm Kara.
I'm Sean. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Jamie.
Hey, Jamie. Nice to meet you.
Dude, over there is
Put
Mark.
that somewhere near your mouth on your shirt.
Hello.
Then you can just put it on. You don't have to hide it or anything.
It's from the same place, and then I had a little stain on the dress, and so I took water and like tried to like gently wipe it out.
Yeah.
And then the water stained it.
Oh,
like it was a dry clean only that you can't get wet.
Can you
Now I've got this
hear it
great
for a
big
second?
ridiculous water stain on my expensive fancy shirt.
Got her.
Like interesting little,
You're busy, basically.
yeah, little pockets of time. It was just really lucky scheduling because there's a few episodes that I'm not in, and I was able to shoot the films during those
Well,
times.
it's very lucky then.
It's
No, we gotta get our stuff out.
I'm like, I can stay.
What do you got planned for the rest of the weekend?
I'm going to the.
How'd you think those interviews went?
I think the interviews went well. It was a rough start. It's been a couple months since we sat down and talked to somebody, but I think overall it was great. I love being here at the Whistler Film Festival. Beautiful blue skies today. Ran into Ken Hegan, an alumni of the show. Interviewed Richard Harmon from the 100. He's always cool to talk to. I don't know, having a great time. And more to come. Stay tuned. Getting ready to shoot interview with Roy, the director of Never Be Done. It's a documentary on the life of Richard Glenlett, comedian extraordinaire out of Vancouver. Hope you enjoy it.
Very, very nice, yeah.
I'm not sure if you guys were together or what was going on.
I had a 2 o'clock phone call to make, and then, yeah, so I bailed.
Yeah, and then you came back, right, to interview Richard.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works, but
Mark, how do you do the thing?
There's a dial that you turn, but it's not turning on.
maybe because you broke it.
Is there a switch?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's grants for like you guys applying to get a hotel and come down and do the medians of that. Yeah. And then it doesn't. You're like, where do I get the money from now? You know what I mean? Or do I pay for it myself? So.
Yeah.
And they were, and it's expensive too, right? It wasn't not, you know, if you had a friend who had a camera at the time, you're like, oh man, he's got a camera, let's make something. You know what I mean? So I was that guy, and people saw it and were like, oh, it's not bad. You know what I mean? Which is, and this is early stages of YouTube and all that kind of stuff. So you guys like taking the time to do an interview, like anything I can do to help get it out, I appreciate that. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, we'll see you next time.
Woo!
That's a wrap.
Nice.
Oh, can you say what's your story? That
Yeah, you can. Wait, 1 sec. That's your camera over there?
Yeah.
Wait.
Just say, what's your story, Vancouver?
So it's right here. So that's the name of the show. What's your story, Vancouver?
Right.
We ask the audience, what's your story, Vancouver?
Okay. Yeah. What's your story, Vancouver?
Our city?
Our city?
Our story.
Just say our city, our stories, yeah.
Oh, okay. What's your story, Vancouver? Our city, our stories?
Yeah, we did
one
that
sentence?
before, yeah.
Okay. What's your story, Vancouver? Our city, our stories.
Cool.
Excellent.
We use that for other stuff.
Let's see, what else you got planned tonight? Just the after party kind of thing?
Well, my whole thing is like why I made the move to LA, because I was like, I've never lived in LA, I think it'd be cool. And then moving there, like things just, for my personality and how I work, things move easier for me there.
Yeah.
Right. There's a huge hub of people that want to be creative. And like I said, meeting Bud.
Makers are there, and
yeah.
Just people support each other there a lot that way too.
Yeah. And like I said, just the opportunity to meet Bud, right? Like I don't know if I would have met someone like Bud in here.
Yeah.
You know, like so,
exactly, yeah.
and that's why I say like the difference between like the American culture and Canadian culture is like, what I found here is a lot of people are always trying to find telefilm money, and then that you get private financing in the States. It's like government,
right?
Find someone rich and convince them that you're fucking cool, and then they're like they'll back you. You know what I mean? That can happen like that.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about the States and how they more of a capitalist mentality in that sense. You can just kind of go out there and blaze your own way if you want.
Yeah, we totally missed it. They missed the premiere. So. You want to see the movie? Or do you want to go to because the Longhorn thing starts now at 9.
9. Up to you.
I don't want to go there right at 9. I want to go there like around.
Because I'll just be filming everything. So.
Sorry?
I'll just be filming everything. So. Do you want to get some pictures here before?
Yeah, with who though? There's no one here. Like it's already kind of like.
Well, Howard, the subject matter may be difficult in terms of just getting it out there to people.
What's your story, fitness? It's the new Rocky scene.
Hold their legs up like that.
I don't know either. What are you looking at me for? Yeah, not for me. Is that a skating rink? That's cool.
Right there?
Olympic, West Olympic Plaza. So, can you see me right now?
Oh yeah. You're getting brighter.
I got nothing to say to you right now. Get the rings. Let's get those out.
light, or are you okay?
That'd be great, actually.
That'd be great, yeah.
Okay. How's your look? Eyes gleaming?
Sweet.
Yeah, so start off with who you are, what the festival is, when did it start, why, how, and what to expect next year.
I'm Shauna Hardy. I'm the executive director and founder of the Whistler Film Festival. It started in 2001, and we are about to wrap our 18th edition. We started the Whistler Film Festival really to enhance the cultural offerings at Whistler. At that time, as you can imagine, 18 years ago, things were a lot different. We had one movie theater, and there wasn't a lot of access to the films that we wanted to see, and we wanted to bring them here. So we decided to start a festival. Then we incorporated the industry component into it a few years later, and a whole bunch of our talent programs in 2007, and it really kind of steamrolled from there. This year we had 85 films. We had 50 features and 35 shorts. We had 30 industry sessions, 11 talent programs for 80 Canadian artists. So a very well-rounded program.
What can we expect next year?
Next year, well, hopefully next year we'll have more cool. It was pretty cool. This year was really cool. We had some amazing guests. It was super fun. A lot of things were done. A lot of deals were done. A lot of connections were done. And I think that I really feel that this year Whistler's come of age, perhaps because we're 18. And I think that there's going to be some surprises in store for next year. So stay tuned.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks so much. I hope that was okay.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's a wrap at the Whistler Film Festival, and we'll see you next year.